Hey Footy fans, it's time for the Round 11 recap, the first round of the extended Sir Doug Nicholls round. It was a great round of footy. The jerseys looked, glamorous. They were just beautiful to see, each team wearing them. Now, Melbourne didn't wear their jerseys, so to be called a clash with the Western Bulldogs jerseys, but I didn't see a problem. So they didn't wear theirs, but they'll get a chance to wear theirs in round 12. Speaking of the D's, let's start off with their game. It all kicked off on Friday night, in front of no crowds, which was a shame to see, but it was a good game of footy for one side mainly. The Dogs up against the D's, first versus second, and the Dogs lose 59 to 87. The D's go 10-1 for their record, and they're looking really good, sitting on top of the ladder. On Saturday, we had the Pies up against the Cats. Now, this game, I felt like it was a bit sloppy, slow, and it wasn't like a brilliant game of footy. It was just a nice kind of simple win for the Cats. The Pies were struggling a lot. It took them a long time to get a goal on the board. They lose in the end 51 to 61. The Lions up against the Giants. The Lions beat the Giants at the Gabba 129 to 65. In that game, the goal umpire got swept up by McStay. So, the goal umpire, he jumped straight back to his feet like it was nothing. And so that was great to see the dedication again. Then the Saints versus Rouge game. The Saints beating the Rouge 88 to 68. In the Saints game, the umpire, he got a ball to the head. So, he was okay. He just kept on going. The umpires, they're playing hard. They are playing hard. They're not even touching the footy. They're just running up and down the field and making the calls. But they're playing harder than the players, getting back up, getting a bit of contact. You have a bit of a chuckle, and it's great to see. Like I said, the dedication from the umps is great. Then we had the Suns up against the Hawks at the SCG. The Suns beating the Hawks 113 to 76. Then we had the Eagles at Optus Stadium taking on the Bombers. What an upset. What an absolute upset from the Essendon Football Club. They beat the Eagles 87 to 71 on their home turf. Now, that's the Eagles' first home loss of the season. A lot of tips, I think, would have been missed in that game. I certainly missed that one. On Sunday, the Tigers up against the Crows at Giant Stadium. The Tigers getting a nice win, 111 to 83. The Swans up against the Blues. The Swans beating the Blues 100 to 78. In that game, seeing Buddy Franklin and Eddie Betts going at it at different ends of the field in Indigenous round, it was wonderful to see. Two greats of our beloved game, and just to see them putting on a show at each end of the field, that was great. Port Adelaide up against the Dockers was the last game to finish off the round, and Port Adelaide getting a nice win, 115 to 69. Folks, you know what time it is. It's time for Isaac's GMP of the round. My goal of the round goes to the magician of footy, deep inside the pocket. It's Eddie Betts on that right pocket, deep inside that right pocket at the SCG. He's picked the ball up with one hand. He's put on the boot with the same hand. He's holding it in one hand. To have that grip, that's magnificent. Quick snap, and it goes through. He turns to the crowd. Look at me. I'm the miracle man. I can do anything. He certainly can. Eddie Betts, you are an absolute star. My mark of the round goes to Jack Riewoldt from the Tigers. He went back with the flight. He took a nice little specky, and he went over Prestia. He went against his own man in Marbio Chol as well. He was magnificent. Well done, Jack. That courage, that determination. You only had one mission, that was to mark that ball and then to go back and kick it straight through the middle sticks. Magnificent. My player of the round goes to a Lion. It goes to Mitch Robinson. Now, he's a hard nut. He's always going hard at the football, and he's always there. He's a team player. He's got one mission, that is to play his hardest game of footy, that is to get the job done. 4 goals, 1 behind, 30 disposals, 9 inside 50s, and 689 metres gained from Mitch in what was an absolute brilliant win up against the Giants. Mitch, week to week, you just keep on improving. You've got that experience behind you, and you're such a leader in that Lions teams. So well done to you. That was a brilliant performance, and that's why he's my player of the round. Folks, we've got an injury update next, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting into the injuries, let's start off with the Dogs. And going into their clash up against the Demons, they had Mitch Hannon out due to calf tightness. The club has said he should be okay. And also Riley Garcia for the Dogs. He made his debut but was subbed off due to concussion, so he'll miss the usual protocols for that. For the Demons, they have a player who's got concussion as well. It's Ed Langdon, and unfortunately he'll miss the usual 1 to 2 weeks. For the Pies, Taylor Adams was supposed to return for their game up against the Cats after that knee injury he picked up a while ago, but he's actually got a new fresh knee injury and he'll miss 2 to 3 weeks. Tyler Brown has a shoulder injury. His period on the sidelines to be confirmed by the club. Brody Grundy, the big ruckman, he's got a neck injury. He pinched a nerve in that game up against the Cats, was immediately rushed to hospital, but nothing too serious. He'll just need a rest up, and that'll be 2 to 3 weeks for him. Mason Cox has an unusual injury. It's something to do with his larynx. Now, the club has said he'll undergo a test for that. We're not sure whether he'll miss a lot of footy or just a bit, but that is an unusual injury, a larynx injury. An unusual one on the list for me, so hopefully Mason's okay. For the Cats, they had a late withdrawal for their game up against the Pies. Mark Blitzar's had a calf injury. He'll undergo a fitness test and he'll be assessed before round 13. For the Saints, they had a lot of outs up against the Rouge. James Frawley with a shoulder, Hunter Clark with a groin, and Sean McKernan was also injured. All those 3 players will undergo a fitness test. Hopefully they're okay. Dean Kent will miss the usual 1 to 2 weeks due to concussion. But it is to be confirmed. The club said how serious that concussion is, but hopefully Dean's all right. Jake Carlisle has been officially ruled out for the rest of the season. The Saints confirmed that during the week due to that ongoing back injury, so that's a shame for the Saints there. For the Roos, no new injuries, but after returning, Will Walker with that thumb injury, he's done himself a corky. That's to be confirmed how much footy he misses. Whether it is a week or 2, hopefully Will gets better soon. For the Eagles, Oscar Allen will miss a week due to concussion. Tim Kelly has a knee injury. He'll miss 4 to 5 weeks. And Jared Cameron has officially been ruled out for the whole season due to that ankle injury. For the Bombers, they had Aaron Francis out due to illness. He should be okay for round 12. Peter Wright had a calf injury. He was also out and he'll miss a week. The Tigers had David Asprey out due to Achilles soreness. He'll miss a week or 2. Patrick Nash will miss a week or 2 as well due to a hamstring injury. And big Toby Nankervis sprained his PCL. He'll miss 4 to 6 weeks. For the Swans, they had Tom Hickey out with a knee injury. He'll undergo a fitness test, but he should be available. For the Blues, they have Michael Gibbons, who'll miss 2 to 3 weeks due to a hamstring injury. For Port Adelaide now, Orazio Fantasia. Obviously, he had that knee/hamstring injury. They both kind of impacted each other. He has undergone arthroscopic surgery on his knee, and he'll miss 3 to 4 weeks of footy. That's a shame for Port Adelaide. Ryan Burton has jarred his knee, but he should be available to play. And also Jared Leonard picked up concussion in the SANFL, and he'll miss the usual week or 2, just the usual protocols for that. For the Dockers, they had Griffin Logue out due to calf injury, and he'll undergo a fitness test. And Sam Switowski, hamstring, and he'll miss a couple weeks. So guys, that's all the injuries. Hopefully all these players have a speedy recovery. For those ones who have been officially ruled out for the season, it's a shame, it is sad news, and it's very unfortunate, but hopefully they're all good to go for season 2022. Round 12, the second round of Sir Doug Nicholls round, the Indigenous round of footy. It is a ripper round of football. It all starts on Friday night, the 4th of June, at 7:50pm. Now the D's take on the Lions. This game was supposed to be played at Alice Springs, but due to COVID-19 rules, it's been moved to Giant Stadium in Sydney. So that's going to be a great game, no matter what stadium it's played at. Two great sides going at it. And there's also been a couple other changes, so let's get through that. On Saturday, the Swans will take on the Saints at the SCG at 1:45pm. The Crows will take on the Pies on Saturday at around 4:35pm or 4:05pm. It's still waiting to be confirmed, and the venue for that's waiting to be confirmed as well by the AFL. The Dreamtime match between the Bombers versus Tigers. Normally it's at the MCG. Last year, due to COVID, it was in Darwin. This year, it's up in the west, in Western Australia, at Optus Stadium at 7:40pm. And great news, today, which is Wednesday, it's been sold out. In 24 hours, they managed to sell out Optus Stadium. It's going to be a ripper game of footy, and you always look forward to this round, and this game especially. It always works a treat. On Sunday, the Blues will take on the Eagles at the SCG at 3:20pm, and the Fremantle Dockers will take on the Dogs at Optus Stadium at 6:40pm. For the teams that have the byes in round 12, they are the Rouge, Port Adelaide, Suns, Cats, Giants and Hawks. They all get the week off. For the Dogs, Tigers and Blues, they'll spend the week training in New South Wales, and then obviously the Dogs and Tigers will fly out to Western Australia. And for the Blues, they'll stay in Sydney for their clash at the SCG. Folks, for the first game of round 12, to kick it off, obviously, as I mentioned, the D's up against the Lions. The ins and outs for that game, I'll post a video on my Instagram and Facebook, probably Friday or Thursday night, letting you know the ins and outs. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, chuck me a follow on Instagram and Facebook. Much appreciated. Guys, like I said, this is a wonderful round of footy, and this is why you gotta love footy. Guys, if you like that recap and you want to see more of my content, remember to hit that thumbs up, like, comment, and hit that red button down there that says subscribe. Much appreciated. For more content, follow me on my Facebook page and also my Instagram page.